feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we are back with more Final Fantasy spoilers. I apologize for not releasing a video yesterday, but it was my birthday and it was my 50th birthday. So I went out and enjoyed myself. So hoo-ha. But starting our list off today, we have, we're going to go through probably the remaining 4 of the crystals. We already saw the darkness crystal in an earlier video. This is the wind crystal. 2 white and 2 for a legendary artifact. White spells cost 1 less to cast. If you gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. For 2 white and 4, tap it, creatures you control gain flying and lifelink till end of turn. Now the added ability is very expensive. And a lot of people think it's not really worth it for, the 2 mana and 2 for this. But you get a cost reduction, and you get an effect. And this one of the more powerful ones. If you gain life, you gain twice that much life. So in a life deck, this might be a good include. And of course, a lot of this was originally commander focused. So in a commander game, later in the game, when you have that extra 2 mana, you can give your creatures flying lifelink. In your life deck, you're definitely going to want to make this an include. Hoo-ha. Next up is the Earth Crystal. 2 green and 2 for a legendary artifact. Green spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control. Twice that many. +1/+1 counters will put on that creature instead. For 2 green and 4, you can tap it and distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. Again, the second ability is kind of expensive, but it's something they kind of distributed evenly throughout the crystals. So Fire Crystal is a 2 red and 2 for legendary artifact. Red spells cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control have haste. 2 red and 4. Create a token that's a copy of the target creature you control. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next 10 step. Okay, some copies stuff, so hoo-ha. We have Joshua, Phoenix Dominant. So a red, a white, and 1 for a 3/4 noble human wizard. When he enters, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. And for a red, a white, and 3, you can tap and exile him. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Has Phoenix, Warden of Fire. Chapters 1 or 2 deals 2 damage to each opponent. Chapter 3, turn any number of target creature cards with mana value 6 less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Phoenix and return to the battlefield front face up. It's a legendary enchantment creature, Saga Phoenix, with flying and lifelink. Hoo-ha. And finally, we have the Water Crystal. 2 blue and 2 for legendary artifacts. If you cast blue spells, you cost cast 1 less to cast. If your opponent will mill 1 or more cards, they will mill that many cards plus 4 instead. And so 2 blue and 4, each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. Again, the second effect is kind of pricey, but definitely has a sideboard slot in your mill deck for sure. Hoo-ha. We have Gaius Van Belsar. 2 black and 2 for a 3/2 human soldier. As it enters, choose 1. Each player sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Each player sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. Or each player sacrifices an enchantment of their choice. Did we just put Children's Edict on a body? Of course, it has an enchantment instead of a planeswalker. But, except for the secret layers and the bonus sheet cards, there aren't any real planeswalkers in this set. So, and black really does need an enchantment removal. Something black doesn't really have a lot of. I'm not going to lie. This is a good card. You get a 3/2 body, plus you get basically a built-in Children's Edict. Not going to lie. This is going to be a good include. At uncommon level, in limited, this guy is... You're going to want this guy. If you're playing black, hoo-haw. Next up, we have another summon enchantment. Titan. 2 green and 3 for a 7/7 Saga Giant with Reach and Trample. So, Chapter 1, you can mill 5 cards. Chapter 2, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Well, that'll go in your landfall deck. Chapter 3, until end of turn, another target creature you control gains trample, gets +X/+X, where X is the number of land you control. Okay, I'm definitely seeing this as an include in the Choco landfall deck. Hoo-haw. Bam-bam-bam. This is Balam T-Rexor for 2 green and 4. You get a 6/6 dinosaur with trample. It enters, gain 3 life, and it 4 cycles for 2. Okay, good for your dino deck. Some life gain. Very good, big green bad for your limited deck. We have Torgal, a Fine Hound. A green and 1 for a 2/2 wolf. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each dog and or wolf you control. Okay. Okay, so this kind of pairs well with, I don't know, like Jenny Faye. That would be a nice include. And you can tap this guy to add 1 mana of your color. So he's a mana dork. And he gives counters to dogs and wolves. So this guy's kind of cool, actually. So hoo-haw. So this is Edgar, King of Figaro. A beefy 2 blue and 4 for a 4/5 legendary human artificer noble. When he enters, Draw a card for each artifact you control. Oh no. And two-headed coins. The first time you flip one or more coins each turn, those flips come up heads and you win those flips. Excuse me? I can think of a lot of decks that could go with, like U3, Fortune's Flame, there's all sorts of, and we've already seen some coin flipping stuff going on in this set. This guy is just nutty. He's a 4/5 human artificer noble, and he goes in your artifact deck. So yeah, okay, we're down with that. Then we have Magitech Armor, something we've seen in the games. White and 3 for a 4/4 artifact vehicle. When it enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, crew it for 1. So it comes with its own little pilot, and you can crew it as soon as it gets out of summoning sickness. We have Crystal Fragments. White mana for an artifact equipment. Equip creature gets +1/+1. It's a beefy 2 white and 5 to exile it and return to the battlefield transformed under control. Activate only as a sorcery and equips for 1. But once you flip it over, it becomes Alexander, a enchantment creature, Saga construct with 4/3 with flying. Chapters 1 and 2 prevent all damage to be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Oh! Yep. We can be down with that. Then we have Slash of Light, white 1 for instant reads. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of equipment you control to target creature. Okay, so this will go in your equipment deck. Hoo-ha. Then we have Omega Heartless Evolution. It's a beefy 2 green, a green, a blue, and 5 for 8/8 legendary artifact creature robot. When it enters, for each opponent, tap to one target non-land permanent that opponent controls. Put X stun counters on each of those permanents. You gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. Well, we're going to be getting a lot of the town lands. That counts as non-basics. Plus, there's all sorts of, this and a landfall deck in in a commander game. He's gonna do some stuff. Then we have Ether, which is a blue and 3 for an artifact that says tap and exile this artifact. Add a blue mana when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell. Copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, that's how they want to do Ether. I'm not unopposed to that. Then we have Snow Villers. White and 2 for a star 3 legendary human rebel monk. He has vigilance and his power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Well, that sounds Nice. Then we have Lionheart. 4 mana for an artifact equipment. When it enters, it deals 2 damage to any target. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and equip it for 2. Okay, nice little piece of equipment there, not gonna lie. Hoo-ha. We have Locke Cole, a character from Final Fantasy VI. It's a blue, black, and 1 for a 2/3, a legendary human rogue with Death Touch and Lifelink. It deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and discard a card. Hey, hey. We have Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. A green and a white for a 2/2 legendary human noble cleric with lifelink. Whenever Garnet attacks, you may remove a lore counter from any number of sagas you control. Put a +1/+1 counter on Garnet for each lore counter removed this way. What? What? So this removes some lore counters and keeps your enchantment, your saga enchantment creatures around longer. And, well, as I've said in an earlier video when talking about another character that plays well into the Tom Bombadil deck. Oh my god. And she gets bigger, so if you got a bunch of those suckers out, she just can get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is not gonna be fun. Next up we have Clash of the Icons. Single green mana for a sorcery that reads, choose 1 or more. Target creature control fights target creature an opponent controls. Remove a lore counter from target saga you control. Okay. So it doesn't cause the chapter abilities to remove because chapter abilities is on upkeep. Just as it's a rules text on it. So put a lore counter on target saga you control. So you can put one on there. Basically skip over the one that's going to be coming up next. So this is an interesting card, and it's only a single green mana. Next up, we have more of the Townlands. This is Gone, Town of Ruin. So a land, it enters tapped. You can tap it for green or black. We have Baron, Airship Kingdom. It's it enters tapped, and you can tap it for blue or red. We have Go to Salam Far Playing Gateway. Enters tap it for a green or a blue. We have Gongaga Reactor Town. So it enters tap it has red or green. We have Kikiran Merchant, a blue, and 2 for a 1/4 Beast Citizen. Pay 1, draw a card, then discard a card. Or pay a beefy 7, tap it, and sacrifice this creature to draw 3 cards. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each town you control. Okay, so this is like the traveling merchant guy. So more towns you control, it costs less to activate this ability. So, you know, card draw, because why not? We have Insomnia Crown City. It's a town that enters tapped and tap it for white or black. So we're going to end it here, and we'll see you on the next video.